and welcome to the LV Home Experts Radio Show, where we talk about real estate and financing every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you guys are just tuning in for the first time, my name is Chakits Kruksawat. I'm a licensed real estate agent out here, and I hang my license with Simply Vegas. I got my co-host, the myth, the man, the legend, the gurus of all gurus when it comes to financing itself. Dan French with Guarantee Rate.
What's up, guys? What's happening?
What's going on with you, Danny?
Great things, always.
Great things.
Always happy.
Making things happen?
Always.
You looking snug today, man. What's going on with that?
I'm just feeling good, man.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, today we have a very, very special guest. He is a sales rep with Lennar. So today our topic is about Lennar products. They have one of the great products out there is the Next Gen, which is like my favorite. And today we're going to talk about the process of Lennar and their brand and why you should buy a home with Lennar. The one and only sales rep that I like to work with, Billy Harvey. What's up, my man? How's everything going?
Doing well.
Hey, don't be afraid to take that mic closer to your. There you go. There you go. Slide that right in there.
All right, got it.
So, Billy, he's a sales rep. I've been working now. Maybe about 2 years. I've been working with you.
Yeah.
With Lennar, right?
Just about.
So, I kind of want to explain the process of Lennar as far as the sales agent and how it actually works versus a regular builder, because normally the sales agent that really works with the builder, typically they'll have one track that they'll stay at, like a sales office, and they will only sell like 4 or 5 model homes that they currently have within that track. But with Lennar, kind of explain that process, because you don't really just sit at one home track, right? One home site, right?
Correct. Yeah, my office actually is my car.
Okay.
Yeah, so we typically, when we get an appointment, I could meet you at Lake Las Vegas community, North Las Vegas, any of the 38, 39 communities that we currently have.
So what he's saying is that this company, what they actually do is actually cross-selling. And what cross-selling is that Billy's an agent for Lennar, right? And basically, how many communities do you guys currently have right now across the valley?
Approximately 40.
In 40, and how many models do you guys have to choose from?
At each community, there could be anywhere between 3 to 6.
Okay, so there's a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
So basically what happens is he's able to meet you at any community, and he knows the product, and he's able to sell you the product because their product is pretty much consistently the same as far as like how they build it. Now, if you went to a traditional builder, and when I say traditional, I'm going to say more of a customary practices, their agent will only sit at that office and only sell those models. Here with you, you're able to sell all the models. And what's great about that is, as long as you build a relationship with an agent like myself, right, and we get along, right, and I always give you a hard time because every time we go into a deal, I'm always asking for a discount. Like, that's the first thing. I want a discount. Am I right?
Yep, and you usually do get the Chakits discount.
So basically, that's the reason why I always use Billy's, because he's like my go-to guy, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, is that because the volume that he pushes? Is that probably in consideration? I mean, what makes him? I guess what makes somebody get a discount versus not? I guess I don't know.
Because I'm aggressive.
Because you're aggressive.
Maybe because they asked.
Well, basically.
Well, I mean, on every single deal, like, I'm always asking for a discount because the answer is no until you ask, right? So you kind of got to feel it out. Sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. Yep. But it also depending, right, for end of first quarter, end of second quarter. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, if they have a standing inventory, and this is for any new home builds, I'm going to tell you, towards the end of the year, if they have standing inventory, they're going to want to liquidate some stuff, right? Because here's the thing. Instead of making $40,000 in a deal, let's just liquidate and we'll just make 20. If we make 20, that's fine. We're starting a whole new year all over again anyway, right? It's all about the numbers game, correct?
Yeah.
So for me, that's the best time to buy is actually towards the end of the year. And that's when I bought one of my first deals. Actually, my primary residence was towards the end of the year. But I actually got a pretty good deal on it, right? Because nobody was really shopping for homes. Now, I want to go back to Lennar. What makes Lennar special from any other builder out there? Like, why should I buy a Lennar product?
There's several reasons. One big one currently, in this kind of COVID era,
Yeah.
you can buy from your couch in New York. You can buy from anywhere.
What do you mean by that?
We've gone virtual, basically, where you can buy a home. You don't have to meet with someone like myself. You can actually go to the communities, set up what's called a self-tour.
Yeah.
There's just a little image you take at the community, or you can set it up before you go. And it makes it really nice, seamless way to view the homes without the pressure of like thinking, oh, there's a sales guy like myself there to pressure me into something.
I kind of like that because sometimes when you go into the sales office, right, they're like, I want your first name, your last name, and your telephone number. And it's just like, or we won't show you the property. Technically, they can't do that, right? Because it's equal housing opportunity.
Right.
But then you kind of get that like too salesy. Like some people are a little bit too pushy. And that could be a turnoff as well. And in today's society, I feel like we don't have to be like that. Because look, if somebody's going to buy a home, they're going to buy a home. Like you don't need to trick them in like hard sell anymore, right? Obviously, they're going there for a reason.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know it's like Lennar. I don't know if you've seen this, Dan, right? No sales office, no nothing. You pull up to the community, 4 or 5 models, right? They have a sign with a QR code, right? You take the picture of the QR code. It gives you a link to a website. You click it. But this is the only part I don't like about this. Because here's the thing. This show is not always about to prop up Lennar, right? Or any builder, or we just tell you how it is. And this is my personal feeling on it. Going through the process takes forever. And what I mean by that is they want your ID, your front and your back. And it's like, once you're already in the system, don't you think they already have it? But it seems like you always have to do it. So that's the part I just don't like. So what I do to make it fast, I just call. Yo, let me in this thing. I'm a realtor. But if you're a real estate agent, it makes it a lot quicker though. Because I kind of went through the process of pretending like I was a consumer to do it. They want the front of the ID and they want the back, which makes sense because you don't want just anybody going in there.
Right.
But also what I like about that is they will do a follow-up call with an agent that is designated for around that area, right?
Correct, yeah.
But I noticed the sales pressure is not really there. I mean, if you're like, hey man, back off, just kind of like back off, you know what I'm saying? So I do like that. But I think it's a great product and a great idea.
So they don't have a sales office when
No.
you get there. So you show up, there's model homes, you got A, B, C, whatever it is. They always have a name. And then each one's different. And you go in there, and to see the house, though, you have to actually register with that QR code. Is that right?
Yes, you register.
Wow.
And obviously, once you register, they give you a code. They give you a time frame. Because appointments have to be set.
So you got to
obviously.
set up an appointment. You can't just show up. And
No.
just say-
You
Oh.
can, but sometimes you may want to do it prior. And the reason why is because what happens if you show up and there are already appointments and that home that you want to look at, right? The next time you can get booked is another hour out because you got 4 people that had 15 minutes apiece.
I see. So you're booking 15-minute
So
slots.
that's one
Yeah.
update that we've just
Oh, you did?
made in the last couple of months.
So can anybody go now?
Correct, yeah. So if there's already someone in there, let's say hypothetically at 4 o'clock, you get there at 3:55.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait till 4:30.
That's good.
You can go in at 4.
Was that a COVID thing? Is that why? Is it-
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking, yeah.
Because I was thinking the same thing. Because I didn't see that. That's why I was like, that must be
Yeah.
new.
Yeah.
But
And
it's obviously old now. So.
And I think more and more builders need to do that. But aren't they a paranoid, like people like breaking furniture? Oh, I guess if they got your ID, I mean, they know who you are. And they got cameras in there too.
But if you're gonna go see a $600,000 home too,
Yeah.
like, nobody's gonna waste their time to go out there. Probably, they
Yeah.
got money.
Yeah.
95% of them, probably got money. They're ready to make an offer. So I don't know. I just don't see. Maybe, but I don't see somebody going out.
So
there.
I want to know what is the difference between this brand and every other brand that's out there?
I would say, one of the biggest things is what's included in our homes.
And that's what I wanted to get to. Okay, and a lot of people are not aware of this because I've noticed people that do buy new homes, they're not a designer, right? They don't know how to picture things, right? Because now we're in a society that when you go to the design studio, sometimes it's actually online. Like you don't get to feel and touch the product, right?
See, that's not for me. I mean,
Yeah.
I want to be there.
Yeah. Now
That's just me.
with some home builders, what you see is what you get, like Lennar, right? I'm gonna say about 95% of it. There are a couple things that you can upgrade.
Yeah.
Other builders, what we're going to call semi-custom, right? Where you can make certain adjustments as far as electrical, plumbing, right? The framework, right, to the home, the structural. You know, there's certain things that you can do a little bit more, but sometimes people can't picture, you know, what type of tile to pick, what type of cabinets. So what's great about Lennar is when you go there, basically what you see is what you get for the price. But there are certain upgrades that you can do. Am I correct? Like elevation, I think it was.
Elevation, flooring, you can customize. Kitchen backsplash, some of like the waterfall edges. You know, some communities offer that as well.
Okay. And does Lennar also include the washer, dryer, and the refrigerator and all the appliances?
In majority of our homes, but there are some that don't.
Okay.
So it's not all of them that include the washer and dryer, but every one of our homes does include the fridge, all the stainless steel
which is very impressive because this is how you have to take a look at it. Sometimes the price may be a little bit higher with Lennar, right? But then you go to another home builder, it looks cheaper. But by the time you do all the upgrades, it's pretty much the same price or Lennar is cheaper. And I think the reason why is because they're pretty much building with all the same materials, like, you know, the countertops in the bathroom, the cabinets, like it's almost like they just order everything all in bulk, right? And it's pretty much all the same, which actually makes sense because it's more of a production line builder versus a semi-custom builder.
Right.
And I think when you do that and you build a home like that, number one, you have less problems with the appraisal. Number two, it's cheaper, and they can also pass that on over to the consumer a little bit. But, you know, with the pricing going up with lumber, materials, copper, and all that stuff, how has that affect Lennar? Are you guys passing the price on over to the buyers?
Well, you know, the market's definitely been increasing.
Yeah.
And it's been definitely a strange time, to say the least, with far as, you know, production materials are taking longer to get. However, Lennar is, you know, it's maybe the biggest builder in town. So if there is a builder, it's going to receive the framing or the lumber, it's going to be going to Lennar first. You know? So we're not taking a year to build homes like some other builders in town. Might not take 4 months anymore. But
whoa, you guys are building in 4 months?
For a while.
That's pretty fast, dude. 4 months?
Now it's like, you know, it can vary between, you know, 5 to 7, you know, depending upon.
So are you seeing like shortage of like appliances and stuff like that slowing down? Like is it like slowing down the production line as far as closing? Because I noticed that with some builders, like sometimes we don't even have the flooring, right? Got to wait for the flooring or the refrigerator. So now what happens is the builder is pre-speccing out the home, or you have to order everything all in advance, which makes the transaction harder for the consumer. And the consumer also has less options to pick and choose from, which is a downfall. So now going back to Lennar with their communities, right? How many communities did you say that were?
Approximately 40.
And you said they're the biggest builder?
What's that?
Did you say they were the biggest builder?
Currently in town, yeah.
Wow, they must have a lot of homes. How many homes have they sold last year, do you know?
You know what, I'm not positive on how many we closed. But it was definitely you know, I shouldn't say because I don't know the exact number, but it was the most we've ever
closed
before. Yeah.
So I have a question, and this is pertaining to probably I think a lot of people don't know, you know, and I'm just curious. So you have a next gen home. There's people that I had where they were looking at homes a year ago, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna wait, and then all of a sudden the next gen home came out, and they waited a year and a half, and that same home was like $200,000 higher.
Yeah.
So what makes a home a next gen home? Like, what is that classification?
Next gen, it would be there's a separate entrance from the garage to you could call it AKA guest suite.
Sure.
It has a separate mini kitchen. Some are
I
bigger
noticed
than others.
that.
Yeah. Little living area separate from the bedroom of the next gen area.
I see.
So, well, part of the next gen area.
It's almost like I felt like it's like a casita or some type of an attached casita, right, to the house.
Yep.
And you got all the amenities, right? And that's just so. What about the technology? Is that something that you guys? Is there upgrades to technology, like as far as the security system or anything that controls anything or anything part of the house? Is that what makes it next gen?
Not necessarily the technology. I mean, all of our homes do come now with a Ring alarm system.
Okay.
So that's a nice feature that's included.
Yeah.
The next gen's really like where if someone's living in that space, they don't actually need to use the other section of the home if they, if you want to set it up that way. Some people have like a roommate situation where,
that's a perfect example. It really is.
I guess that would be good to close that off, and you could always rent it out if you wanted to. I mean, I don't know if you could because of the HOA, but think about it. If you just close that off, probably get like $1,500 a month.
Well, my thought is this, and I don't know, maybe I'm just speculating because I don't know, you can correct me, but is it because families are living together more in a longer period? Like you got your parents, your grandparents, kids aren't really going away. They're in college maybe and they want to stay home. You're starting to see that. Is that reason why the next gen is so popular right now?
I think that, that's definitely one of the reasons. The other one is the stay-at-home office.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's so
Very good point.
So many people now working from home.
Yeah.
And it's become, that's actually how we're even modeling it now with furniture. You'll see the next gen living area isn't so much a living room anymore. Some of our models will show it as a office space. So
And I think the reason why people are very intrigued for something like that, and I think the reason why you guys are really building things like that is because it's something that's new. You don't really see it too much.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's more of a hot commodity, right? And it would actually make sense because it's like as your parents are getting older, right, you can actually take care of your parents.
Yeah.
So I think they're hitting it like dead on the nail.
Yeah,
It makes sense because
right.
I think they're going with the trends and they can see where this next generation is going. I mean, think about this. You have over 19,000 baby boomers retiring every single day, right? I mean, eventually your parents are probably going to live with you, right? I hope so. Or are you going to just throw them in a
Well, it depends on
hospital or
how
something.
good of a relationship, right?
Yeah, that's true too.
But I mean, I think most part people want to. You look at some of the things that it's the open nature feeling too, like with these new homes where they have that, what is it, like a 3 open type of sliding glass door where it kind of opens up halfway and then you push it open and it all the way opens up and it like opens up to the backyard. That's nice.
it is.
How long has that been around as far as those the way that they just, because I saw one where it opens up this way and it opens up this way and you had this whole open view. So you got the living room here.
Accordion door or something?
Yeah, and no, it's just the sliding glass doors. You know how you open it
The
and it
pocket
stops?
doors?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you push it again, and there's 3 layers to that door, right? And it opens up the back to the yard, and it's like, how neat would that be? You got 72-degree weather here in Las Vegas, and you're looking outside, and you can literally have a conversation with somebody at the pool, right? Inside where you're at in the living room. I mean, that's next level stuff.
So right here, as you can see on the screen, we got the Lennar website. To set up an appointment, do not call this number. What you're going to do is go ahead and go on the link in the description below and reach on out to me and Billy, and we'll get you all set up. That's right. Because this is how it works, okay? If you guys contact Lennar directly, they're going to provide another agent to you. And unfortunately, we won't be able to help you. So if you guys are actually interested in purchasing a home, reach us directly. So it looks like this is the Lennar map here. This is the west side of town, east, north, and south. You guys do have a pretty good share of homes. I want to go into this Lake Las Vegas.
I just want to ask one thing too. A lot of people ask, do you think like we're going to run out of land? Like I know that Lennar's got a good, market share here, but do you feel like that's going to be a problem in the future?
Definitely not in the near future.
Okay.
Our president, she's got a gray eye for like these deals that are happening, and she's making land deals all the time. So it's
Gotcha.
It's looking good for Lennar for the next at least 10 years. Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Well, you were showing us something.
Well, I know, but you rudely erupted me, and I just lost my train of thought. So go ahead.
No, I was just wondering because we were looking at that map, and I was looking at all those locations.
Yeah.
So it looks like you guys have a lot of.
Yeah, one of the bigger areas that Lennar just invested in is a new master plan named Sunstone, which is out by I don't know if that map will be able to come back up, but it's up there by Sky Canyon.
Okay, is that one of like the newer communities?
It is. Yep.
What is it called? Sunstone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me see if I can actually pull it up.
There's going to be, I believe it's 2 or 3 builders that are going to be in there, and that's it.
Is that the age restricted one all the way up there?
No.
It's called Sunstone?
Yep.
How new is that community?
Really new. We're just in our second phase right now.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys got another one up in the Southwest, right?
We do. Yep.
That's a new one too that I just seen in the paper, but I think you guys are just slating it right now. Sunstone. Let's just go directly to their website here. Let's see what's going on. Is this the one you're talking about? Let's see here. Accept. Oops. Wrong one. Looking at the wrong screen here. Is this the one? This looks like it. Nope.
We're not seeing it.
Let's go here. Explore. So this looks like let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, this is it right here. Yeah, so I think there's another. This is like some sort of master plan, right? That's being built out here.
It is.
Yeah, because literally right here on the screen right here, as you can see. Oh, whoops. You guys can't see it. Oop, you big dummy. Let me make the adjustments here. Okay, so I know like right off of here, because this takes you out to Mount Charleston, right?
Mm-hmm.
I forget the name of that road. Let's take a look here. So we have 2 communities. So it looks like the first one, 199 homes. I don't know why this is not staying. 3 to 4 bedrooms, 460,000 to 540. Do they have the models out right now or no?
They're not open yet, but we do offer the same floor plans, same models at a couple other communities where you can view them if you want to see them in person.
Okay, so basically, you guys pretty much have all the same homes throughout the Las Vegas Valley, correct?
I would say there's at least half of our communities that like we've built that floor plan before, whether it's at a community that's currently open or a past community. But yeah, it makes it kind of nice because when we have a new community open, you don't always have to buy it off of the plan. You know, you can actually go see it at one of our other communities that might be 20, 30 minutes away from Sunstone or from one of the other communities, but you can view it.
Dan, you want to say something? Help me out, man. You're supposed to be a co-host, damn it.
No, man, I'll let you run in with it. You got some good questions, man.
I'm running out of questions, man. All right, where am I at here? I want to go back. Okay. So here are wow, it's kind of small though, huh?
These are
1,500?
So these are the all single story community at Aria.
Mm-hmm.
So we build these. The closest community is in North Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Right now at a community called Mira, you can view those models.
Okay.
It's kind of it's a great time to purchase at this area because Sunstone, because we don't have the models open yet.
Yeah.
That's when Lennar really gives the best
deals.
Yeah, best
deals.
deals.
Is there a waiting list right now as far as waiting to try to get in and make an offer?
There are some communities we have like where we're sold out currently,
right.
And there might be just like 4 or 5 future lots available, and there might be multiple reservations on those.
I got something that I want to bring up because builders, when we had the crash, right, 2007 and 8, and I don't know, you were in the industry as far as builders?
Yep.
You're working in a building. Okay, so my understanding is they overbuilt, right? They built way too many homes, and that's why they got in trouble. A lot of builders, right, and that's why I think that contributed to why the crash, and everybody was having some issues. Now I think builders figured it out where they're strategically, I mean, obviously we have a shortage of construction workers and material, but they figured out how to build the demand that they want at a slower pace. So that way they're never overbuilding and they're constantly getting what they want for that house, especially here in Las Vegas. Do you feel like that's kind of how their model is now? It's like they know the demand is there. Because if you think about it, if we did have all the materials, would they build homes for everybody, or would they still keep it at that same pace because they know they're getting a higher value in return, right? I mean, that makes sense, correct? I mean, is that?
Yeah, definitely. It's different from when I sold new homes in 2007.
Right.
I mean, we were spec building out like 30 homes per phase, and
it was
just
crazy.
Assuming
Yeah.
What is that for the viewers? Spec building.
Spec building is when there's lots 30. Let's say there's 20 or 30 lots that haven't been built on yet.
Yeah.
and they just start building the homes on them before they're sold.
Yeah.
And so we don't have a buyer for them yet, but they just go ahead and build them. And there was a few communities we had at the builder at the time that we had like 50 to 60 specs, meaning totally complete, 100% complete homes, not sold.
Not sold. Right. That's what I'm saying. And, you look at this month's supply. Okay. Now, we're all like in it together to win it, right? That's how I see it. I mean, yes, somewhat there's competitive situations with builders and, let's say, realtors and lenders, whatever. But at the same time, you guys want to make your money just like we want to make our money. We have a month and a half, maybe a little bit over a month's supply of homes. But if we got to 6 months, just here in Las Vegas, I'm not saying across the country, everybody's saying it's 6 months. That would actually be a negative effect, I would say, a little bit for builders where you guys might be in a different position, right? I mean, the month's supply plays a huge part in why you guys are doing what you're doing, right?
It does, yeah. When someone spent 4 or 5 months looking at resales,
right.
It gets tiring, gets frustrating when you can just go to a home builder like Lennar and make the home look exactly how you want it.
Now, let me ask you this. Dennis says, can you actually add can lighting in the bedrooms with Lennar, or are your upgrades options limited? You kind of want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so depending upon the community, not every community is a little different, but there are some communities that might have recessed lighting in a master bedroom. However, if it is one of the communities where we don't offer it, we don't have an option for that. There are limits to the options. However, you can choose flooring, countertops, the kitchen backsplash, and then there's some of our higher end communities. I'd call them like maybe above 600.
Yeah.
Where we have other options to the kitchen that you can add. Like there's several different cabinets you can add. There's all sorts of kind of cool things with like waterfall edges or thicker edge detail, but those are usually things only offered at some of our more expensive communities.
Okay. Also, one thing I do want to address is that, keep this in mind, even though that I'm saying about 95% of the things with Lennar are included, just make sure to double check of what's included. And the reason why I'm saying this is that me and Billy had a deal together, and there was a chandelier, I think it was, right?
Yeah.
And that chandelier was included, but it was no longer included because I think it was discontinued or something like that. So these are just things that you're just gonna have to clarify, because sometimes the builders can add something that's different in there because of the decor and the design, and I understand that. So I just want people just to clarify that. I don't want people to go into a Lennar product and thinking that everything that they see is actually included when it's really not, right?
And that happens, with appliances every couple of years. Like GE is the company we use, and I think it's every 2 years they change their models or they update them.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably leave the appliances that were originally installed.
Yeah.
So if, some people might see a fridge and think they're getting that exact one, but it may be
a newer model or better model.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about like warranties and stuff like that? Don't you guys have like a lifetime warranty? I'm just kidding.
Only if you buy from me, right?
Yeah, right.
No, it's 1 year.
Okay.
You could call that
A bumper to bumper or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's some other manufacturer warranties that can last longer than that on certain things.
So how does that work? So you have the 1 year warranty. What does that actually include? The bumper to bumper, that 1 year. Like, give me some examples.
Let's say your AC quits working.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it's not cooling.
Mm-hmm.
You can just go on Lennar's website, file a claim, and then you'll get a call or an email within, I believe it's about 72 hours. You get a call back, and they'll come out and fix it for free.
Okay. And what about like the appliances? Is the warranty through you guys, or is it through the vendors?
The appliances, it's through GE. So you got to register your appliances, but they cover them for a year as well.
Okay.
That's cool.
And then there's other things that you can look at with GE. There's some other like parts they might cover for longer than that, but you can look into it.
Does builders ever have, like, because I saw where you have insulation, difference of insulation, like one costs a little bit more than the other. What about like things like tile and things like that? I mean, I know it's probably part of the certain upgrades or whatever model that you get, but I mean, where does that extent go to? Like, I know there's insulation. What other things are typically people look for when they're trying to say, okay, let me compare?
One one of the big ones is like covered patios.
Okay.
We include the covered patio
Yeah.
in several of our communities. Not
And those
all
are
of
some
them, but-
pretty big ticket items.
Yes.
Like if you did the stucco where it transitions from your house to a covered patio, and I'm not talking about the cheap stuff, I'm talking about what's actually framed out. Those things are like $12,000.
I know. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So there's that. And there's with the flooring you can upgrade from tile to hardwood.
What about if you have like a pool, like putting in like the flooring on the pool, the different styles for that? Like, do you guys offer that, or is it just this is standard and this is what it is? Because there's different, layers to what the pool is that you can get on the floor of the pool, right?
What do you mean the pool? Like
Well,
the
like-
swimming pool?
The swimming pool, like if you had a pool, right? Because I've seen some of them where it's just basic, and then there's some where it's like almost looks like sand. I don't know what the name.
Yeah,
is.
it's Pebble Tech. However, they don't sell a home with the pool. That's just like a builder's like design option to show you, hey, this is what your home could look like. But builders don't really offer a pool.
Yeah, I was going to ask that question. That was the next. So you guys don't offer, because I get this question all the time. You don't, no builder, I don't think, right? Is most builders don't give pools? Is it because of the risk involved? Is that why?
There is a way with Lennar.
Okay.
You can,
Okay.
as long as let's say you buy the home and it hasn't been framed yet.
Yeah.
You can add a pool to the mortgage. However, there's a few details like where it's got to be a conventional loan.
Yeah, and it's got to
have to put at
appraise.
least 20% down.
Gotcha. Now, is it a secondary loan? Like, is it like a separate? I'm just curious because I don't know. But like, as far as, is it a second lien, or is it just encompasses all of the whole loan itself? Because I've seen some people where it's like, oh well, the builder doesn't want any part of it, so they maybe do it separately. You know what I mean?
I'll take over this question because I know the answer for this and make it easy for you guys.
Go ahead.
So the reason why builders really frowned upon it is because, number one, it won't appraise, right? Because you as a lender will come in and say, look, now that there's a pool, you're building a house, you already tapped out on the house, there's a pool, it's not going to value out.
Right.
So now the consumer has to come out of pocket. Builders also frown upon that is because the closing time, duration, they may not close on time because now they're waiting on the pool guy to build. And the pool guy could be about 6 to 8 months out. And here's the thing, they won't appraise the home unless the pool is completely built out or at least 90% built out, right? So those are the challenges that they're going to have. And a lot of times builders will frown upon that. Now, if they do take that on, now you're going to have to work with your lender to see if they can even do deals like that, because not all lenders will do a deal like that. Hey, we'll dig a pool and we'll finance that into the deal, right? So those are the challenges that you're going to have. In addition to that, it's also better to do it after the fact.
Correct.
So that's what I would do, right? But it's just nice that your home is finished and you have a pool. But like I said, probably about 85% of the builders now, they won't even do it. They won't even touch it with a 10-foot pole, especially what's going on today in today's market. But it can be done. It's case-by-case basis, right?
I get that question all the time, and that's why I wanted to bring it up. And you answered all the questions, so that's. But I think it's also to like risk. This is what I was told. Builders don't want the risk either. Like there's added risk to building a pool, right? You got to get it permitted and all these other things. I don't know if that's just added time, appraisal. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of stuff, but I wanted to bring that up because I get that all the time.
Yeah, with Lennar, we won't actually finish. If you fall into that category where you are putting 20% down, it's conventional loan. We will look at adding the pool into it. However, like if the appraisal doesn't come in, you just have to agree to come in with the difference.
Gotcha.
Which may be okay for someone like I'm going to pay for the pool afterwards anyway in cash. It's not going to cost them anymore.
And pools are expensive.
I know. They start off like at $60,000.
So Lennar, we'll use a company. It's Blue Haven.
Okay.
A pool company that
there you go.
Lennar uses.
So there's an option, but it's just kind of.
And they just dig the hole. So what happens is we dig the hole and that's it. But then after closing, Blue Haven will work it out where it's like it might be 4 months to get it finished after closing, but at least the hole's already dug. They've already excavated everything.
It's almost like an escrow holdback.
Correct.
Yeah, they put money in an escrow account, and then as the work's being done, they disperse it towards the work of where it's at. So the contractor will come in and, hey, we need this, and gotcha.
And that's why that's the case where you have to put at least 20% down.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about some SIDs and LIDs, right? You have that in certain communities. Well, SIDs. You kind of want to explain what SIDs are, and where do you typically see those fees at?
Yeah, so
which
SIDS,
communities or
Special
areas?
Improvement District.
Yeah.
It'll be in master plans.
Okay.
So you'll see like Sky Canyon, Summerlin, Lake Las Vegas, those type of communities. Will maybe have a SID, and so it's paid biannually. And what it is it's a fee that has been the master plan set up a bond originally, and it's usually over 15 years. That you'll pay off this balance, and then once it's paid, then you don't pay it. So it's not like a HOA assessment that you'll pay forever. There'll be a starting balance, and you pay it biannually.
Now, can you negotiate with the builder and say, "Hey, I'll buy this home, but I want you to pay this off"?
No, we can't do that. But however, the builder is paying that SID balance off slowly until the home closes. So. Okay. Whatever the balance is today, that doesn't mean that'll be the same balance when you close, because the builder likely would have paid one of the SID fees.
Now, are there any incentives right now working with your builder as far as like community wise that you know of?
Yeah, if you so we have a mortgage company. It's Lennar's own mortgage company, Lennar Mortgage.
Oh, you guys are not working with guarantee rate? Dan French?
Man, I'm totally lost now. I thought I was here to get business.
So if we use the builder's lender, what is the incentives there?
So it'll be, right now we're at $6,000 towards closing costs.
Now, guys, this is not every community. Things will just change. We're just talking in general right now, guys. So don't hold his foot to the fire, okay? But give me a call, because I'm gonna get you a discount.
And like we were talking about earlier, I always give Chakits the best deal possible.
Well, you have no choice, because I'm literally, give me a deal. He's like, no. I'm like, go ass.
So it might be $200, it might be $10,000, but it's always the best deal possible.
Yes, it is. I'm always trying to get something. I think that's the Asian in me. So you're seeing probably roughly about $6,500 if you use the lender. Is that correct?
Are you trying to catch me in one there?
No. I'm
6,000.
Oh, 6,000. Okay. I think he said 7,500.
He's already starting the.
Yeah, he's throwing numbers out, and it's like, he's like, so let me see here. You said 6 or 65. Now it's going to be. Hey,
now,
did you say 7?
Now let me ask you this: Why does a builder? Okay, not necessarily NAR. I'm just talking in general now. Okay, why does a builder normally push their lender upon the buyer versus using an outsourced buyer like my man Dan here?
I would say the builders typically want to use, their lender, because it's a little bit more seamless transaction. They already have,
and I can respect that, because that is true, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There's certain, and I won't go into the details of it, but there's certain things that lenders will require from the builder. And if you use Lennar Mortgage or any of the builder's own mortgage company, they already have those items are in place.
Yeah.
But we, at Lennar, we allow you can use whoever you want for the loan. We're not going to force you to use the mortgage company. They just will incentivize you to use them if you want to.
Well, let me add this on top of this. The builder also just wants to make sure that you're actually approved, right? And they want to know the conditions, right? Because anybody can print out a letter. I mean, I can give you a letter right now saying you're approved for $1 million, but it doesn't mean that you're approved for $1 million. And also, what are the conditions, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's control too, though. I mean, and not it's complete control, because if you got a title company, you got a lending company, and everything is all under one tent, right? Then it makes it easier for you guys. You don't have to go outside and put trust in somebody else that's a lender. And let's be honest. I mean, sometimes the rates are a lot better outside of working with a builder's lender. I don't know Lennar. And sometimes you need the money. And if you need the money, you need the money. So you got to go get it, right? And so we understand everything is case by case, but overall it's a business. You guys are running a business. You're trying to capture money, which is fine, but you also want to control the situation a little bit more. You don't want to feel like you got to go through this lender and this title company and this, then you come back to us and everybody's trying to communicate. If you can all do it at once, who wouldn't do it? I mean, you got a lot of people doing it.
Got a question for you. Are there any special qualifications for someone that wants to buy a home with Lennar?
Any special qualifications?
That's what it says right here. So basically, I'm sure this relates to financing. Look, if you're going to pay cash, it's just cash. Here's the thing: if you're going to finance, obviously you got to get financing, right? and this is important. So if you guys want to purchase a home, I would highly recommend that you visit lvhomeexperts.com. There's a section on there where you're going to click the financing button to get started with Dan French with guarantee rate. And we'll get you approval within 24 hours, right, Dan?
Oh, no, 12 hours now.
12 hours?
Oh, yeah. I don't go to sleep.
You know, I'm going to give you a challenge. 10 hours. 10 hours.
You submit an application at 10 p.m., it'll be ready by 6 a.m.
And you know what I can say is we have done some deals together with Dan, and I can say we haven't had one yet that hasn't closed.
I mean, where's a piece of wood? I got to knock on some wood.
Yeah. Next thing you know, the next deal we do, the thing just
goes sideways.
Yeah.
Man.
And then I'm sitting there like, man, I did a podcast. The guy wants to punch me in the face.
I know.
I'll owe you dinner.
Okay, let me get another question. Chuck, will you please share this chat live? What is live? What is the difference between a new home and a used home? And why don't used homes remain brand new and staged? You want to answer that question?
I didn't hear the question.
So why would you buy a new home versus a resale home? Answer that question, anybody?
Well, look, in a different market, you're going to get more return on investment for the most part. The thing about buying a new home is that you get everything you want. You know, you can, just like you said, you know, you walk in and they talk to you. How do you want it? You know, it's just like, let me take your order. Where if you're walking into an existing home, you may get more money, you know, bang for your buck, but you got to maybe fix those 6 out of 10 things. You're only going to get 6 out of 10. You might have to fix those 4 things, right?
All right. So, hey, I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming on out here. I don't know. I started having fun, and next thing you know, we're already like 45 minutes deep into this radio show. I actually have a lot more questions that I wanted to ask you, but unfortunately, the time had run out. But I want to bring you back in the studio, so hopefully, will you come back in the studio?
I'd love to, man.
I do appreciate that. So, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Billy's contact information in the link in the description below. And here's the thing. Once you reach on out to him, just let him know that you reach on out to him because of this show, so that way we can link everything up. And I'm going to be representing you at the end of the day. He will be representing the builder. But the good news is that I got somebody on the inside. That's right. I got somebody in on the inside. So, guys, don't forget to check out our second channel, Chakits 2.0, and also check out our Instagram. Other than that, until next time, I'm Chakits. Peace.